Orlando Experience. We are at Horror Nights tonight. We do our first filming night of Horror Nights. We have been a couple times already. We are doing Stay and Scream, so we're gonna head back to Simpsons, do that, because there's a couple houses back there we haven't got to do yet. So we'll talk more when we get back there. So we're actually back by Richter's now, Richter's Burger Company. This is a new Stay and Scream location for this year. We were gonna go back by Springfield, but more of the houses we wanna do are over here. Because I'm currently missing 2 houses on my list. I have gone already 3 times this year, so I'm only missing 2. I'm missing Dr. Oddfellow and Chucky now. Chucky's probably the lowest on my list on anticipated houses, but we'll see how it is as we walk through it. So, as you know, there's no filming inside the houses unless you are media, so if you do want to go see any of the houses inside, just go make sure to check out one of those videos of plenty of people filming inside. We'll talk about my thoughts afterwards and what I think. We'll take you guys through the scare zones. Maybe we'll buy some food tonight, stuff like that. As a disclaimer, this is more of an adult video. If you've ever, I imagine most of the people clicking on this video have been to Horror Nights, but if you haven't, this is going to be very gory. There's going to be dead bodies, stuff like that. So as we go through, just make sure if you don't like that stuff, just click off the video now. Alright, we'll talk to you about Chucky more after we get out. So that was just the Shipyard 32. We did just get out of Chucky. It was better than I expected it being. I'm not a huge fan of Chucky. I know a lot of people really like Chucky. It was pretty interesting, keeping it a little bit spoiler free, but it is almost like a meta house where it's a house about Chucky and he takes over the house and starts killing people going into the house. I do like houses that are themed like that. I think it excites a little bit more. I do think it was a fairly scary house actually. Some of the scares were good because there were such small holes you couldn't really see them because it was just Chucky coming out. So far, I will show my current list right now up on screen. It is probably pretty low compared to some of the other houses. I just think it has stiff competition for this year. So right now we're actually walking over to Dr. Oddfellow because that's the other house we're missing so far for this year. We'll talk a little bit more once we get out. Alright, so we got out of Oddfellow and then we turned right back around and we went right to Dark Distill. There was almost no wait. Oddfellow, I actually think, I'll show the ranking, I think it's #1 right now. It was very dark in there because it's still daylight. If you don't like to get scared, definitely don't go while it's still bright out because you can't see anything in those houses. They just come out of completely dark holes and stuff, you can't see anything. But Oddfellow I felt like had some of the best theming this year out of like the small areas. It had a lot of cool like puppets. I don't think they were animatronics, but they had a puppet lion. It was just overall, I think, one of the better houses this year. I mean, obviously this is my opinion. I'm sure everybody's got their own opinions. And this list will probably change a million times throughout the season because I'm going plenty throughout, the season. So that is the rest of my rankings for right now. That was all the houses I've done this year. I've done every single one now. We're gonna now walk through the scare zones. I'll try to rank the scare zones, but I feel like they're all kind of on the same level this year. There's a couple that I think are better than others, but I definitely think they're all kind of feel the same, kind of. It's hard to, it doesn't feel like they're very different this year because they all have a central theme of Dr. Oddfellow. I don't think it's a bad thing because it kind of helps the park all feel the same when you're walking around. So we're going to take you through and do all the scare zones right now while it's still light out so you can see a little bit.
So this is Jungle of Doom.
So that was Jungle of Doom. I think it's called Expedition Horror. I think that Scare Zone is probably the second best this year, at least in my opinion. I really like the little show they do at the front with Dr. Oddfellow gaining some of its power from that, some sort of artifact. The costumes in that Scare Zone are really good, and that's a really good one after dark, because there's some spots that get you pretty good. So now we're gonna walk through Dark Zodiac right over here in Hollywood. saw was Dark Zodiac. I think that is the best scare zone this year. I think the costumes are great. I think the chainsaws are great. I know some people don't like chainsaws. I know that's not their thing, but I think they're fine. I think it adds a lot of atmosphere to the scare zone. We'll have to come back after dark. Maybe not this time, but maybe sometime. We'll see how the night goes. Now we're gonna head into Dr. Oddfellow Scare Zone. It's not much of one. It's just kind of one to welcome you in the park. So we'll go ahead there. That was the Dr. Oddfellow Scare Zone. It's kind of the entry scare zone. It's very much just kind of showing you what you see throughout the night. There's some vampires in there. There's some of the creatures for Double Doom and Dark Zodiac. So it's kind of just a throughout the night kind of thing. It's kind of just to enter you into Halloween Horror Nights. So we're heading over to Vamp 69 to film that one. That is our last scare zone because we already did Shipyard earlier in the video. Was Vamp 69. That wraps up all of our scare zone filming this year. I'm sure I'll film more of the scare zones. I'll try to get some more of the shows and such. But after this, we're just gonna go maybe eat a couple things and we're gonna keep doing houses. I'll let you guys know what I think of each of the houses once I come out of them every time, just to see if the ranking changes or anything. I'll make sure to show the graphic up at the top. So I'll see you either next time we get something food or something for food, or we come out of one of the houses. So it's actually quite a bit later tonight. We actually went out and we ate at Moe's, and then we came back into the park. We're just now back in. It's about 10 o'clock. So we're actually heading back. I'm gonna go to Treat over at the San Francisco Bakery. Then we're gonna go back and try to film the Death Eaters because we haven't seen them yet. And then we might go ride Men in Black. And then I think that's about it. I don't know if we'll do any more houses tonight. It is quite busy. So I got the Trick or Treat bucket. It's a chocolate creme brulee topped with peanut butter, buttercream, caramel popcorn, candy corn, M&Ms, and Reese's Pieces. It looks pretty good. I'll let you know what I think after I eat it, 'cause it's a little loud. So before I talk about the food, I'm going to preference that I'm not a food critic. Don't come to me for food opinions. I'm actually a picky eater, but I like sweet stuff. So, also on my ranking scale, I'm just going to say if I would get it again or if I wouldn't get it again, and that's just kind of how I will do it. I would say I would get it again. I thought it tasted pretty good. It was pretty peanut butter forward, all things considered, considering it was supposed to be pretty chocolate flavored. But I thought it was pretty good. It was more of just peanut butter and chocolate. The toppings really didn't do much to it, but if you are looking for something like that, like a creme brulee kind of thing, I think it tastes very good. Speaking of, So as you see, I kind of got interrupted. the Death Eaters were out. We missed the opening. I guess there is one. We were talking with a team member. Apparently they come out and have a little bit of an opening show, and then we saw the closing show, obviously. They said they're out for about 20-25 minutes. They didn't really say when they come out. It doesn't seem like there's a glorified time when they come out, but there's the Death Eaters. So I would say if you're even a decent fan of Harry Potter or even not a fan at all, that little kind of show thing they do back there is a little more of a scare zone because they stay out and go around and scare. But I definitely think it's better than what they did in Hogsmeade because they're actually scare actors. They're not just kind of walking around. In Hogsmeade they kind of walked around because it was still kind of a kid-friendly thing. So I like that they're actually kind of scare actors now and they come at you. The closing show was pretty cool. I imagine they do something similar, maybe even with pyrotechnics during the opening. We'll definitely catch it one time. But right now we're heading over to Men in Black. We're just gonna ride it real quick. I don't know if we'll do any more houses tonight. I'll let you know after. Well, just kidding. We're not actually not gonna ride Men in Black. It's actually down right now. I think we're just gonna head out though for the night. Everything's almost an hour, if not more than an hour, so it's not really worth waiting when we've already done all of it. We'll definitely come more times this season. Definitely waiting for those little bit less busy days. We'll close up right over here. I have a few things I want to talk about real quick, so I'll go close up near the night bus. So I actually walked over here to King's Cross Station because this is always a very quiet area. Just finish up real quick. We had a pretty good night. I'm gonna flash the rankings of my houses and scare zones again right up in the corner, just to show you where I'm at. Again, very much subject to change. I mean, it will change plenty of times throughout the season. I'm sure everyone has their own opinions too. I definitely have seen a lot of people put Chucky a lot higher. It's just not for me. We did see Horror Nightmare the other night. I think it is the best variation of the show. I think everyone else is right. I think all the music's better in this one, and I also think just the stunts and everything are just better. So I think that's about it. We'll definitely be coming back to Horror Nights plenty throughout the season, so I'll have plenty of filming of this. And we'll keep talking about the houses as we go through them next time. So thanks for checking in, and please like and subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.